Hey, Coach Craig Proctor. Hope you're having a great day today. What we're going to be talking about is something that's perplexing. Why is it that 80% of real estate agents fail within their first 5 years? You know, what's wrong with the way this is set up, and why are the majority of people destined to fail when they get their real estate license? That's what we're going to be talking about today, is what the winners do to succeed, and why is it that 80% of agents struggle and eventually leave the business. So the number one battle that we fight as real estate agents is obscurity. Okay, that's the number one thing that we fight. The problem is people don't know who we are, and we have to understand it's not the prospect's fault that the buyers and sellers, it's not their fault that they don't know who we are. That's our fault. So what most realtors lack is an inexpensive and automated lead generation system. You can't just rely on people you know. Let's think about this. If you want to have a large, successful business, it can't rely on friends and family. Think if you were to open a restaurant, and the premise of your restaurant is only going to serve to people that know you and like you, well, your restaurant wouldn't be in business that long. Well, it's the same thing with your real estate business. So how do we generate the leads? We're going to talk about that. But that's the biggest problem, is it's not what people think. The number one reason that agents fail is not what people think. It has nothing to do with the realtor's technical ability. Okay? There's lots of super qualified realtors that leave the business every single year, not because they're not good at this, not because they're not good when they work with a buyer or seller, not because they're not conscientious. They know the rules. They know what to do once they get a client. The number one reason that realtors fail is they don't have enough of them. Okay? How do we explain why there's agents in your marketplace that are not as good as you? They're not as skilled as you. However, they may be doing better, right? It's pretty frustrating. So you have to understand that it's not what people think, okay? The number one reason that agents fail is not because they're not a good agent. It's because they don't have enough people to sell to, okay? It's your ability to be a lead generator. It's your ability to understand how to attract prospects, how to qualify prospects, how to compel them to want to meet with you. So I put together some information here for you together, folks. I put together a free report about the number one reason why real estate agents fail. And I'm going to make this available to you. If you just type into the comments below, free report, I'm going to get this out to you. Free report, and it outlines the basic mistakes that real estate agents make and why they're not as successful as they could be. Okay, so number one thing that we battle as realtors is obscurity. Okay, again, it's not the buyers and sellers' fault if they don't know who you are. That's on us, the realtor. They lack an inexpensive and automatic lead generation system. Okay, if you're buying leads, or you're cold calling or door knocking or sitting in open houses or whatever you're doing, there's a much better way, using smart modern marketing that will enable you to target specifically the type of buyer and seller that you most want to work with. And then offer buyers and sellers something that they really, really want to get them to come to you. You see, inside the Craig Proctor system, there is no cold calling, there's no door knocking, there's no chasing. The only buyers and sellers that you would be speaking to are buyers and sellers that have come to you first on their own volition. Okay, so you have to have an inexpensive and automatic lead generation system. Can't be buying leads from Zillow. You guys are doing that now. We got to have a better way to get the customers. Again, the number one reason agents fail is not what you think. We think, well, they're not good agents. That's not true at all. Tons of really good agents leave the business every year because they have nobody to sell to. Okay, they starve to death as realtors. If you got face to face with more ready to act, super motivated buyers and sellers. If they're qualified, ready to go, you would do better in your business, right? Another problem is realtors' lack of follow-up system. Sometimes they follow up, sometimes they don't, but they really don't have a truly awesome and automated follow-up system. Look, if the majority of buyers and sellers we spoke to every day, if they represented now business, we would need a follow-up system. But it's the opposite, right? The truth is the vast majority of buyers and sellers that you speak to on a daily basis, the problem is they're not ready yet. They're ready a month down the road or 6 months down the road. And that's why you have to have an awesome follow-up system. Now, the follow-up may sound difficult, but it's actually very easy once you get it automated. So the follow-up consists of the phone calls that you would make, but also automation through emails, through text messages, and we're going to follow the prospects around on social media. Okay? For example, every one of you that are watching this now, you're going to start to see my stuff because you're watching me now, and Facebook automatically pixels you. By the way, is this making sense? Let me know if this is making sense. Give me a thumbs up, okay? Like this page, and let me know if these points I'm making about why most agents fail are making sense to you and what we need to do to succeed. The next step is the presentation system. So we've got to have a lead generation system that produces you a steady stream of ready-to-act, super qualified buyers and sellers. We've got to be able to have a follow-up system, okay, to help us follow up with the majority of buyers and sellers that aren't ready to buy or sell today. And then when you finally meet with the buyer and seller, you have to have an awesome listing presentation or buyer presentation. Okay, you can't go in there with a wing it personality. You can't go talking about yourself or your company. Nobody cares. You could have all these steps right. You could generate the lead. You could do a good job following up with the prospect. It can still blow it because you've got a weak or non-existent presentation. So all these systems need to be in place. That's called a real business. Okay, and right now, if you're kind of winging it and you're not getting the success that you want, understand that everything that you want to do in real estate is already been done by thousands of Craig Proctor members before you. Everything you want to do. I've got realtors that are making $1 million a month in GCI, not a year, a month. So we've been doing this for a long, long time, and we just noticed the same mistakes being made by the masses of realtors. And I'll give you that statistic again. 80% of realtors do not make it to their 5th anniversary. They fail. Okay, and this whole entire industry is built on churn. Get them in, let them fail, get them in, let them fail, and so on. You don't want to be one of those statistics. So you want to learn from these mistakes. Again, I have created a free report. There's about 12 pages here. I want you to read this. I want you to get this. The number one reason agents fail, and we talk about all these mistakes that agents make and how to avoid those mistakes. All you have to do is type in free report in the comments below, and we'll get you that information. You want to have systems in place because the systems will allow you leverage. And without leverage, you just have a bad job. Without leverage, this thing never gets better. You're continually working 7 days a week for just not enough money. So the real truth is you put the systems in place so you don't have to work hard. Okay? And as you implement these systems, it causes you more leverage, and you're eventually able to step out of your business. That's a real business. Right now, most of you have a job, and it's not a good job because it relies on you. And if it relies on you, the only way for you to make money is, number one, you got to keep doing it. And number two, if you want to make more money than what you're making, you just got to keep working harder and harder, trading more of your time for money, more of your time for money. That's a bad trade. How many of you, let me know in the comments if you think right now that's a bad trade. But that's the life of a realtor. They work and they work and they work until they can't work anymore. So I projected myself into the future as a young guy when I started in real estate. And I'm like, I don't want to live that way. I would go into the RE/MAX office and I would see agents that have been at this for 20 or 30 years and, their life is a shambles. Some of them, their lives were worse 20 years into real estate than when they began as a real estate agent. We have to fix this. Okay, this is a problem in the industry. We've been led to believe that if you want to be a successful realtor, well, it just means being a good realtor. Right? It just means knowing the rules, really caring about people, being ethical. Yes, that's all important. I'm not undermining that. I'm just saying there's lots of good, ethical, hardworking realtors out there that are starving to death and they're failing out of the business. Okay, you have to be a marketer first. You have to have these systems in place. You have to treat this as a real business, or unfortunately, real estate's just not going to be very good for you. So learn from the top agents, whether it's me or somebody else. There's people that have blazed the trail. They'll teach you exactly how to do this business properly. What'd be great is if I could follow you around for an entire day. Imagine that, if I could follow you around for an entire day. See this little ruler here? And if I caught you doing anything you shouldn't be doing, I would give you a little tap on the hand, because I would like to know what you do all day long. Are you truly the rainmaker? I bet you I would catch you doing a whole bunch of stuff that you got no business doing that you could delegate to other people. What about your marketing? Do you understand direct response marketing? Or do you abdicate that responsibility to somebody else? How are you getting your leads? Are you still locked in the 1960s? Are you cold calling and door knocking and chasing for sale by owners? Or are you buying leads from digital marketers or from Zillow or God knows where you're buying your leads? What are the quality of those leads? I can tell you one thing. These leads you buy, 100% of the prospects are not expecting a call from you. Okay, they're not expecting a call. You're an unwanted and unwelcome call. By the way, that's why they don't answer the phone. So wouldn't it be better if you could position your marketing so you could get the prospects chasing you instead of you chasing them? Of course it would. That's all I did. How can you explain my success? You guys know my story, right? I got into real estate at 26 years of age, dumb as a pile of rocks, making the same mistakes that everybody else makes, because I looked around at what all the other agents were doing and believed, like an idiot, that's the way to do this. And I was failing. 2 years later, though, when I understood direct response marketing, I understood systems, I understood leverage, I go from being as dumb as a pile of rocks to the number one RE/MAX agent in the entire world, not the country, in the world for commissions earned. I was 29 years of age, 3 years. And I kept doing it over and over and over and over again. Now, since that time, I've taught thousands of realtors to do what I did. That's all I'm teaching you to do. Is I'm going to share with you all the mistakes I made and all the mistakes that I see other realtors making. And of course, if you're making these mistakes, you don't think it's a mistake. And it's not like you invented any of this, right? Like whatever you're doing right now, you copied it from somebody else. Right? Whatever you're doing now, when you get up in the morning, everything you do, how you think about the business, you copied this from somebody else. You didn't invent it. You didn't invent cold calling. You didn't invent chasing FSBOs. Somebody said this is the way to do it, and you did it that way. So I'm not saying in any way at all it's your fault. Just like when I got into the business, it wasn't my fault. I was doing the best I could do. I looked around at what they were doing, and I copied it. And I was failing. Then, do you want to know the epiphany I had? I started looking outside of real estate. That's when things changed for Craig Proctor. Instead of looking inside of real estate for the industry, inside real estate for the answer, I looked outside of real estate for the answer. I studied other professionals, other industries outside of real estate. And here's what I realized. They didn't use the dumb kind of marketing that we use in real estate. I'm number one. Our company's been in business for 20 years. Spouses selling houses. No, they understood smart modern marketing. They understood direct response marketing. They had systems for generating leads. They had systems for following up the leads. They had presentation systems. Everything was systemized. My business was random. Every day I wake up, just do it however I feel like. I did not have systems. The first thing I identified is they actually were businesses. And I didn't have a business, I just had a job. And it was a bad job. Think about this. If you're a salesperson outside of real estate, you work in corporate America, you're probably making 150 grand a year. You probably have a company car. You probably get 3 or 4 weeks of paid vacation. There's none of that in real estate. You pay for your own car. You don't get vacation. You can't leave, and you know you can't leave because everything falls apart because it all depends on you. Now, in the beginning, here's what you think. You think what I thought, that you can do this. So you do it, and you work a little harder, and the next year you work a little harder, and then you realize there is no end of this. Most real estate agents just work and work and work until they can't work anymore. When's the last time you've been to a real estate agent's retirement party? It doesn't exist, right? They work and they work and they work until they get tired. And all those years, they build up their goodwill with hundreds or thousands of clients. They can't sell it because it's not a business. How do I sell my clients, right? But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if you could bring in the marketing, get the systems in place, and then because you had all this business coming into you, it would be easy for you to attract other real estate agents to come and work with you, to partner up with you, to work with your overflow of buyers and sellers. What if you and I could work with the people that you attract, that you partner up with, and we could coach them how to do the listing presentation like you, and how to do the buyer presentation like you, right? What if they could get the same conversion rate as you? Here's the epiphany I had, folks. How many homes could I sell if it had nothing to do with me? Boom. Let me know in the comments, folks. How many homes could you sell if it had nothing to do with you? So I hire my first agent. I coach her up. Her name is Lindy. I coach her up, and guess what happens? Within 6 months, she can convert the listings just like me. I knew at that point I was free. Pretty soon she comes into the office. She's like, man, hair's all over the place. I can't do this. I hire a second agent, a third agent, a fourth. This had never been done. This is 30 years ago. There was no such thing as a real estate team. There were brokers and there were agents, but agents didn't have other agents working with them. I was the first guy to do that. Now, since then, I've made the entire team concept. It's not a concept anymore. It's proven, but it's become very popular. Okay. In the beginning, a lot of naysayers. Get a lot of arrows in the back, right? When you start something that's new. But this, folks, is something all of you should consider. Honestly, you should consider one of two options. You should consider either just joining someone else's team, right? Or creating your own super profitable sales team. Either join a super profitable sales team in your area or start your own. That's the future of real estate. You're going to have to decide one or the other, okay? Because the solo agent out there trying to do it by themselves, very difficult. It's going to be very difficult, okay? This team concept that I created is taking the industry by storm. Most of the successful agents today, if they have any longevity at all, they have a team, okay? Now, how do they have a team? Because they have massive lead flow. You can't have a team if you don't have any business. How are you going to recruit somebody? Why would they stay with you? Could you imagine calling another agent in your office, in your marketplace? Hey, you should come and work with me. I have no business too. No. First, we ramp you up, right? I want it to rain leads. I want you to have listing and buyer appointments, so many of them, that you come to this. I want to force you to come to this point where you're like, oh my God, I can't do it. Hair all over the place. It's like, I can't do it. I'm working. That's what happened to me. I was working 7 days a week and I still couldn't keep up with it. Now, remember, I'm 29 years of age when my business is blowing up. So I got a lot more energy than I got today. It wasn't a lack of trying, folks. I tried as hard as I could because I was keeping all the money. It was not uncommon for me on a Saturday to list 5 or 6 homes. But at some point I couldn't do it all. So started to hire other agents, coach them up. You can do this. Okay, you can do this. This is the next step in the evolution of your real estate business, right? You've either got to take this next step and leverage out your business and become not only more successful, but have more time in your life. That's the crazy, we all, as kids, right? We heard that from our parents, right? If you work smart, you do this right, you'll make more money and you'll work less. Right? That rich people make a lot of money and they don't have to work as hard. It's true. I never worked harder in real estate than in my first couple of years, but I also never made less money as a real estate agent than in my first couple of years. And what happened over the years is I slowly moved out of my business and I delegated more of it and more of it and more of it until guess what? It was a real business. That explains my longevity. Why do you think I was able to be one of the top RE/MAX agents in the entire world for 25 years? How do you think I was able to do it? Because I made that easy. I made being the top RE/MAX agent in the world easy. I could do it over and over and over again. People are like, well, why did you stay at RE/MAX? Why didn't you open your own company? Well, I'm going to tell you exactly why. Agents were coming to me now in droves wanting to know, how's this young guy? He's only had his license for 3 years. He's in a small town. How's he making millions of dollars? How's he the number one RE/MAX agent in the world? I started teaching other agents how to do what I was doing. That's how I got into coaching and training other agents. I had no ambition or desire to do that. You guys came to me. I'm like, well, maybe there's a side business doing that. So for 15 years, I'm selling real estate, 500 to 600 homes a year, and I'm coaching and sharing how I did it with other agents. And today, we've created more millionaire real estate agents than any other coach or trainer or guru in the industry. So again, if you want this free report, like you should just get it. It's free. No catch. Number one reasons agents fail. There's like 12 pages. Just type in free comments below. But I got a few other things. Don't go anywhere. I got a few other things here for you. Some of you guys are members of my private Facebook group. So right now we are. Where are we now? We are, I think, on my. We're on my business page right now. This is live on my business page, but the real good stuff happens inside my private Facebook group. It's called richagentsecrets.com. That's what you want to be, right? If you want to be part of my private Facebook group, you're not already part of it, just type into the comments below private group. Okay, type in private group and we'll get an invite out to you so you can be part of the private group. Also, you want to type in where you're from. I get a lot of agents, I got 30,000 agents, right? So they're looking for referrals all the time, all over the United States and Canada. I go to our Facebook Lives to find agents to refer business to. So let me know in the comments what marketplace you're in as well. But this report, the number one reason agents fail. We talk about the common pitfalls. Here's a few here. Unrealistic expectations. They don't have a plan. Lack of good leads. Operating from a position of scarcity. No follow-up systems. Okay, spending time with unmotivated prospects. Weak presentation. Here's some more. Trying to do everything by yourself. Feeling overwhelmed. Afraid of all the tech. The tech is easy. You don't really need to understand it. You just need to have other people that understand it for you. How about this? This is a big one. Staying in your comfort zone. See this guy on the couch? Is that you? You know, pretty comfortable where you are. You got a, roof over your head, bed to sleep in. You think, well, why would I change this? Look, folks, you should be pushing to be all you can become. Don't get in the comfort zone. Copying the wrong people. Yeah, including a lot of the coaches out there, folks. Do you realize some of these coaches have never even sold real estate? Like, talk about fakers and pretenders. How about this? I'm going to give you a 15-point autopsy. Okay, we ask you a bunch of questions, and you can discover yourself what your weaknesses are, what are your biggest challenges, and most importantly, how to fix them. Also, I've got a big super conference coming up. How many of you have registered for that? It's in Anaheim, California. If someone could type into the comments, craigproctor.com. That's my website. We probably have a link there we can throw in there as well. If you want to get registered for the super conference, there'll be about 1,000 realtors in attendance. It's in Anaheim, California at the end of April. If you guys like this, it makes sense, and you want to learn from somebody that actually made millions of dollars selling real estate instead of somebody talking about how to do it, you want to come out to my conference, spend 3 days with me. Again, Anaheim, California. We've got discounted room rates, but you'll see a link for that in the comments below. Also, some of you have asked about booking a call with my team and I. Yeah, we'll do that. We call it a breakthrough call. Is it a big sales pitch? No, it's not. First of all, we got to find out whether we would want to work with you and whether we can help you, because we cannot help every agent. If you're a blamer, if you're not coachable, if you've got a victim mentality, yeah, we probably can't help you. But if you're a hardworking realtor who just wants to learn honestly from somebody who will tell you the straight goods about what you need to be successful, you should book a call with me. If someone could type in proctorcall.com, you'll see a clickable link. You can go to my day timer and you can book a time. What we'll talk about is where you're at right now, okay, and what you're doing. And I'm going to ask you why you're doing it that way, because I'm also going to ask you, where do you want to be? And you're going to tell me you want to be somewhere different than where you are, and I'm going to question what you're currently doing. Obviously, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting the same results that you're getting, and you're going to tell me, well, I don't want to get those results. And I'm going to say, well, here's a couple of ideas, things that I would change to take you from where you are to where you want to go. Now, at the end of our call, you're either going to decide, you know what, I think Craig could really help me. I'd like to work with Craig on a longer term basis, which I would love. Or you might say, not impressed. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing, which is perfectly fine as well. So today we talked about the number one reasons agents fail. Okay, why do agents fail? It's not what we think. We believe it's because they're not good agents. You know that's not true. You know you're a good agent. You know you're better than a lot of these guys that are kicking your butt. How frustrating is it? Let me know right now if there's an agent in your marketplace and you know damn right well you're a better realtor, but they're doing better. It's frustrating, right? Because they've got better marketing and they've got better systems. 3 years in the business, number one RE/MAX agent in the world. That must have infuriated a lot of RE/MAX agents, right? This kid, who the hell is he? He's had his license for 36 months, and he's the number one RE/MAX agent in the world? Crazy, right? But we can teach you how to do this too, right? Let me help you get an unfair advantage. Just plug you into what's working the best. So book your call at proctorcall.com. Join our private Facebook group. You'll just type in private group in the comments below, and I'll send you an invitation. And remember, if you want the free report on the reason agents fail, all you have to do is type in free gift, and we'll get that out to you. Did you guys enjoy this today? If you did, give me a thumbs up. Okay, smash that blue thumbs up button, or maybe the little heart. Give me a little heart. Let me know, because that actually, it feels good, but it actually helps the algorithm, because everyone that watches this, okay, is pixeled. So what that means is you're going to keep seeing my stuff. And if you really want to make sure you see it, turn on notifications on this page. And I want to teach you how to do this. I want to teach you how to give a presentation to your buyers and sellers for free, right? This didn't cost me any money. It's free. And if you could get your buyers and sellers to watch your Facebook live, they too would be pixeled. And that means anytime you go live, your prospects would see you over and over. Now, if I teach you how to do a good job with what you're saying, because, you know, if you're in their face with stuff that doesn't interest them, then that's not going to work. But what is it that buyers and sellers want to hear? I teach you how to do that. And then you're coming at them. Check this out. Where's my phone? My phone's up here because I'm recording in it. You may not have their email address, right? You may not have the prospect's phone number, but if they're pixeled, you're in their newsfeed. How cool is that? And what happens is once they start watching your content, they're going to see you over and over again. So we teach you how to do this, how to set it up. $0. Right now, this cost me $0, and I gave you guys a presentation, right? We're going to teach you guys how to do this as well. So your prospects see you for who you are, an awesome real estate agent, and then they start coming to you. No more cold calls, no more door knocking. Get them picking up the phone and chasing you. I hope you've enjoyed our session here today. Again, let me know in the comments if you found this extremely helpful. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor. Have yourself a great day, and we'll see you again next time. Take care. Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.